Hey y'all, how are you? It's Burgess Taylor, our Journey with Burgess, and today we're going to talk about my plans for 2023. Planners, journals. I did an introduction. This is going to be part one. I was waiting for this to come in. First, I'm going to talk about these and this, and I'm going to talk about why I chose this and how happy I am with that choice. I have been using a Hobonichi Cousin this year, along with a VEC Cousin that I cut down to what is essentially a B6 Plus. I'm using this in all different kinds of ways, but basically it's a bullet journal, document life, to-dos. I still have some stuff I need to fill in, but this way you get an idea of what I've been up to. I have some journaling I need to fill in. But essentially this is a planner bullet journal sort of hybrid. I have put aside the bullet journal. I don't need an actual bullet journal. This will be my everyday carry. So I'm tired of writing out calendars. That's one of the reasons. I have a cafe note that I have been using. It is in no way full, but I am actually going to be using it as an idea notebook. It will sit on the desk. One of the issues that I have had is that sometimes when I come up with an idea, I don't have the idea notebook with me. Maybe I have the Hobonichi Cousin, the A5, or maybe I have the B6 Plus, or maybe I have my spiritual journal. And that's not working because when I write it down, then I forget where I wrote it, or I forget that I wrote it, and I don't review and reflect every single thing. I'm going to take the cafe note and I'm just going to switch covers, and this will go in the lavender lilac Hobonichi A6 cover that I have. It will be my everyday carry. This, although it's in a Hobonichi cover right now, is going to go in the lavender lilac Moterm A5 cover. That's where I have the Hobonichi for this year in it right now. So I put it in here for now. This is the English version, and I have started to decorate things. The way that this one is going to work, because this starts January, the actual Hobonichi has a calendar for December. The weekly doesn't start until December the 26th, and the dailies don't start until January the 1st. So this technically is not going to start until January the 1st. I will write some things in here for December. It's not like I can actually use it much. This ends this year. It ends in December. I will be going through and reflecting on and transferring anything that I need to from here into what I'm going to be using for 2023. Now, sterling ink. But before I go to this, we're going to talk for just a minute. I feel like I have too much, and that's what I'm going to talk about in this small portion of the video that I did for this. I think I have too much stuff. But am I feeling that way because I really feel like I have too much stuff, or am I feeling that way because there's this underneath the current of, well, what do you need that many journals for? Or, well, what do you need that many planners for? As I've been going through things, I've been sorting through and going, okay, like this will be the hub. Now this came very nicely packaged. It does this whole thing like the Apple phone. Very nice. It had black tissue paper wrapped around it. I wasn't sure I was going to like this. It really doesn't matter. It's not, I mean, it is noticeable. I don't think it's quite as small as a Wonderland 222. We'll put the B6 Stology, and it is the exact, pretty much the exact same size. It is the exact same size as the Stology. It's just thicker. This is going to be the hub. I have been waiting for this. It should have been here Friday or Saturday. It was out for delivery Saturday and it never made it, so then it got delivered today. Let's look at the Hobonichi Cousin. We're going to compare the paper. Pretty sure that the grids are the same size. These would be like the daily pages, and they are numbered, but we don't have any quotes. Now, this is the English version. I don't mind the quotes in the English version as much. I like to do like a quote a day. This doesn't have a quote. This is about this, though, which I'm not a fan of. If I'm going to have a quote a day, I want a quote a day. And then they should have that where it tells you what it is on the bottom of the quote. This is going to be the main planner bullet journal. I'm combining the bullet journal system with the planning. The way that it's made, You have your goal breakdown, someday, 1 year, half year, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily. Very much like the bullet journal system. And then you have quarter one, January through March, priorities, January, February, March, January, February, March. Sorry for the glare, y'all. So then you have quarter two, April through June, priorities, April, May, June, April, May, June. July, September for quarter three, July, August, September. And then you start with December of this year for 2022, which is cool because I can technically start this in December. And then it ends with January of 2023, but it doesn't, the weekly doesn't start until December the 26th, which is the same way as the Hobonichi. And it ends on December 31st, which is a Sunday. The daily pages are numbered. This is number 1, and then this is just a blank grid page, so you could technically use that as your index. I don't need a weekly necessarily, but I could set this up for a weekly and start this December the 1st. Now the reason I say that is I understand quarters, and I'm okay with that part, but I go by seasons. I am a seasonal planner. I'm not going to go in and change the information in this. Well, not in that. In this. Because this is already done like this. What I can do on this page is start December, like here, like where it has, okay, so we have quarter one. And for me, my quarter one actually starts December. So I could write down on that first sheet winter and then put December and put my priorities and then December and then do a December log, because I could break this up. For that page, I could put winter and then put priorities winter. Like, okay, let's see what it says. I could write winter and then write December and then write my priorities, and then with the half a page put December and the log, and then I'm fine for this. So I'm just adding my December to what would be quarter one. This part might be confusing, but I'm okay with the quarters, separating things also into that. I don't know. I've got the seasonal planner. I may not do that in here. I may do that part in my seasonal planner, and I may just do a piece of vellum right here and then do December, and then it would start. So the first week of December for me would start on Monday, November 28th. I'm going to set this up. I'm going to figure out some things. That is one of the reasons why I keep pages like this. Well, I keep pages like this so that I can use it to cover up mistakes. But that's one of the reasons why I keep stuff like this, so that I have something, and then I can just tip it in or fold it up, put it in an envelope, and then put it in the back of the planner. Or I can glue it into my journal or whatever, my studio journal. As I've been looking at this, like really looking at this, we've got the goal breakdown, the priorities. I think, this is going to be my personal planner bullet journal. This was going to be my personal, and I've got like this in here. The more that I thought about it, the more that I realized this really should be the studio work planner journal. And what I have in that Galen zippered cover with the Nolte monthly and then weekly, and then that really pretty Hobonichi notebook, that I think is going to be our personal finances and stuff like that. I think I'm going to change that up a little bit and use that for that, because that I can keep in the house and it has all those compartments, so I don't have to carry things in and out. On the personal, which is this, I will have our main, like our bills here too, because I'm going to be in this more than anything else. I'm going to be in this and this more than anything else. So I want to put the Nolte to use to its best potential, and I think that weekly is a really good place to keep a rundown of anything that I spend, anything that comes up. In that notebook, I think that's going to be when did I last, the someday list, and things like that. Now I have another notebook that is more of the seasonal thing, But the more that I've looked at this and the more that I've looked at this, as I was editing this video, I got rid of part of it. I may keep some of it because I've got sketchbook stuff to show you, because I actually did some watercoloring while I was laying in bed trying to get over the flu, because I got better, but I went to doing things too quickly and then got sick again. My body wasn't ready for all of that. So I'm fine now. I feel fantastic. I'm going to go back. I'm going to take this and maybe make a little bit neater version, and I may film that. And we're going to talk about this in the next video. I got to recolor. This is too light. This is the new coffee. Oh my goodness, it's so delicious. And then this was the travel palettes. I did this in the house. I want to do some more things. So this is not I'm going to be in this every day. But I do have some things that I want to sketch. I'm going to be doing Create December. I may do a few days worth or a whole week on the 2-page spread. That may be what I do for Create December. Because this is watercolor paper. It feels more like mixed media paper mixed with some lightweight watercolor paper. I like it a lot, and I'm really happy with it. So we also had Hurricane Nicole. We lost power. We had severe rain and wind and stuff. That was Thursday. I had to drive to the karate place, and me and Selena were in the car, and it was pouring rain, and I had to get Victor. These are not what my boots, my galoshes look like, but I chose to use the yellow because I wanted the colors. Yeah, Victor made his yellow belt. He is now a yellow belt. I did this with, like, you know, little journaling, because I'm going to do more of the text journaling and the photos and the ephemera, and then some drawing and stuff in the actual journal. I'm loving this. And this was Friday, and this was Thursday, and I don't have a number on this except right there. It says 10 November, not that you can really read that. I like this idea much better than what I've been, and that's the whole thing, is that you have to kind of figure things out. One of the things that I do is take a look at the journal, and I take a look at how I've been using things and how I want to use things. My mom's birthday. So I know, like I said, this is going to be the studio. So I know on this day, I need to have things, if I'm going to have a video due this day, I need to have things done ahead. If my mom has a doctor appointment and I am going to put those kinds of things in here, the important things that we'll have to do with the schedule. I don't think I'm going to put bills in this one, because I don't need bills in this one unless it has to do with the studio. Because that's one of the things I need to keep up with. On these weekly pages, if I spend any money, I need to log it and put how much and what date, and then I can put, like, what kind of thing it is. So on the actual day, like maybe draw it or picture of it or the tag for it or anything like that, and keep receipts. I've got a box. Necessarily, well, what if I bought something from Walmart? That doesn't show up in Amazon or Etsy or eBay or any of those things. I have to actually go, okay, wait a minute, did I buy anything from Walmart in 2022 that was work related? I need to keep better track of things. I really love this. I don't know, I've got this thing about the purple stuff. This ended up in the purple cover, which is actually in the house right now. Y'all, really excited about this. I really like how it's made, and I'll talk some more about it in the video. Okay, so I wanted to go over the actual planner. I've decorated some. We're going to talk about, like, I went through and did quarterly, half-year or mid-year, monthly, weekly, and then daily. Now, I'm still working on it, so that part's not done. Oh, I'm sorry. I have 1 year, someday, quarterly, half-year, mid-year, monthly, weekly, and then daily. One of the other things, I'm going to flip this over. I went through and put things for each season. So we've got Hello Winter, Hello Spring, I Love Summer, and then Hello Fall. I went in and did birthdays and some decorations. I started out with writing like a sort of a brainstorm, but of my goals for 2023, personal, professional, home. I actually ended up listing more on here, and then some of these I still have to list on these pages. The planner does start with the calendar for December, and then this has week 1 here. So January, they have week 1 starting on the 2nd, probably because January 1st is actually on a Sunday. And then you go through the calendars, and it does have the weekly listed here, which I like. So I went in and put holidays. I still have a few more to do. Birthdays. And I did decorate December of 2023. And I have not and probably won't do anything for January. And then this weekly starts on the 26th of December. And what I do like is this has week 52 listed for this week. And then we have week 1 listed there. It has a little calendar and it has a faint circle around the week that this is. The time goes from 6 a.m. to midnight. So if you were on, say, a night shift, you could either relabel the numbers, or this could be your sleep, and then this could be your work. I haven't went in and decorated all of the weekly stuff. I have decorated a bit of the weeklies, just a few things. Mostly it's been birthdays, like a little heart for Valentine's Day, a little flower for my mom's. I need to put Mother's Day in here and Easter in here. I haven't done those yet. That's my son's birthday. I tried to choose colors or stickers that were either reminders of what it was, or like that person's favorite color. Like this is Victor's birthday and I put a dolphin. He likes, like me, he likes sharks and ocean animals and stuff like that. For my birthday, I put flip-flops. For Selena's birthday, I put a heart with a ribbon. It looks like a heart package, like a present. That's our wedding anniversary. That's my daughter's birthday. Halloween. Then that would be Kayla's. That's Thanksgiving. So some of the stickers I actually want to put for the days, for when I do the daily stuff, and I can put more stickers when I'm going through. So I like that this also has these. One of the things I think I'm going to use is these for this, and then these for the Hobonichi, because the monthly is pretty easy to find, but I think I'm going to do this for the weeklies. So that would go there, and then they'll line up like that. I think I'm going to do the same thing for the Hobonichi, and I think I'm going to do the weekly. I'm here for the next day. I wanted to continue. I wanted to show you just a few more things before I put the video up. I looked at the weeklies, and the grid spacing is 1 grid shy of the Hobonichi Cousin. Now, I cut mine down to B6 Plus, so I don't have all of it. This paper looks like it's just a tiny bit wider. It might be because the grid is so light. Looking at it, you can see that there is a slight difference. Let me take these out. You can see that there's a slight difference. Now, one of the other things I wanted to mention, I think you could probably take a lightweight sandpaper to the edge of this gold foil if you're not a fan. The sparkly stuff is getting everywhere. I'm getting little bits of glitter all over, but I think the more that you handle it or whatever, the less that will be an issue. But I think that could come off. Now, one of the things that I wanted to talk about, so when you're flipping, like I said, you have these little places where you could put the tabs. I really like that. I really like that this doesn't have all that fluff, all the pages in the back like the Hobonichi has. This is today. I haven't done my stuff for today yet. You have all of this stuff in the back. This kind of stuff, and I'm not really a fan of that. Now, there are some things, and I will be using my 100 in the Hobonichi Cousin. I will be using that for next year, and I think I am going to use this page for next year. That's where I think I'm going to write any of the Etsy shops or any of the websites that are my favorites and those kind of things. I do really like this. It's compact. Can't wait to use it. Today is the 17th of November. So after this weekend, we have this week left, this 1 week left of November. That's a full week of November. And then the very next week is when December starts. December 1st is on a Thursday. So what I may do, because this is, I'm going to finish this up. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this calendar, and I'll put information in here, the bills and stuff like that, anything that I need to know about, because this won't start yet. I'm using the weeklies in here. Technically, I don't need a weekly. I like having the weekly, but I don't need a weekly. But I do think that I'm going to start this week. On the 28th of November is when I will start this. And then I will do daily pages here. So my planning will go here. I use this as a journal, as a planner. It's a hybrid. I have to fill in some pages. So I will continue to use these to journal, and I'll just put priorities, things like that. I think I'm going to use this as the bullet journal. So, well, I won't have December. I want to use it, y'all. That's part of the issue. I'm really happy with it. I am over the moon. Now, one of the drawbacks for some people may be, some people do like that the daily pages are dated. Some people do like that there's a time tracking that over there, but it is here. I think it's hit or miss depending on like what your preferences are. I have a Hobonichi Cousin for 2023 as well as the B6 Common Planner. They're going to be used differently. This is actually going to be more of the planner, whereas the Hobonichi Cousin, I will plan videos and things like that. It's going to be my studio planner journal hybrid, and this is for personal, just regular things that are going on. I mean, I will write on my to-dos, for example, on my to-do list, for if I were already in here, I'm not writing everything out. YouTube video, those important things, that will be like what's on my to-do list. And I know for the YouTube video, there are a lot more things that come into play with that. When we get to the Hobonichi Cousin, well, if I weren't using this one and I were using the bigger one, for this day, I'd write my priority things, and then I could write, so I would have all of those things for the YouTube video, and then I could take a picture of the thumbnail and put it on the page, or I could take a picture of the thumbnail and put it on the weekly page, because the studio planner journal is going to record things like that. If I'm working something out like this, that's okay too. Everything doesn't have to have a certain, I mean, the pages are not all going to be like the same composition or anything like that. It could be anything. You know, I could have this kind of thing in my personal one. And the reason that I wanted to do it this way is that I have, oh God, I have this kind of journal, which is documenting life, that I'm putting other things in. So I don't need to do that kind of journaling, which is one of the reasons why I'm doing sketchbook stuff and journaling stuff, and I don't want so many notebooks, and I definitely don't need a bunch of planners. I decided to sort of simplify a few things. I think that's going to work really well for me, because I'm just going to continue with this notebook into 2023. Like I said, I really don't need all that stuff. And then I'm working on doing some spiritual stuff, and I'm going to do that in the next video. And I think that's pretty much it. The Common Planner, the A6, which is the everyday carry, and so we're talking planner bullet journal, we're talking everyday carry, and then I'll have the A5 Hobonichi Cousin for my studio journal, which is a journal work planner kind of thing. A lot of hybrid systems, and that works better. I have things categorized by like work and personal and creative. Like I said, I'm really happy. The only thing I would change about this is the glitter. I'm not a real big fan of this gold foil. I like the gold breakdown in a way, but I'm not sure this is how I would have set this up. Like this, I don't know that I would have done that. That way I can cover that with stickers if I want to. And I could cover these with stickers if I want to. Like I could actually put December right here. And then I could do December like this, down this. But I actually have December in this, so I'm not going to worry about it. And I have December in this, so I'm not going to worry about it. Because the way that this starts, I have December right here. And then I have the December calendar. So I'm going to be using these two and the A5 Cousin. So I've got an A6, B6, and an A5 for the majority of stuff. And then the B6 for the document my day, and the A5 for the document life. A5 is more of a commonplace book. I do notes from books I read, research ideas and notes about things and stuff like that. Okay, so I think I've gone on long enough. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited about using this. I'm really happy with it. These are pretty much the things that are going to be the major things that I'll be using in 2023. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see y'all again really soon. Don't forget to do the YouTubey things, like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and comment and share if you can.